We're moving into the next part of the program. We provided each of the candidates 4 questions, and we're going to invite them to respond to those questions, and I'll read each one out before they start talking about it. So the first question is, a councillor does a great deal of work outside of council and general committee meetings that is necessary in order to represent the ward's interests, create positive change, and obtain results. The current council has been working together for a while now, and the new candidate will have only 2 years to catch up. So, to each of the candidates, what do you think are the important skills needed to achieve results in the time you'll have as councillor?
Hi, thank you. 2 minutes. Oh, I better talk quick and succinct. Skills needed. Absolutely organizational skills, multitasking skills, research, being impeccable with my word, not taking anything personally, not making assumptions, and always doing my best. My job as a full-time councillor is to first and foremost work as a team and to represent the current slate of councillors at City Hall and to implement the already existing strategic plan for the City of Barrie, a plan that all ward councillors were a part of 2 years ago. I have been following council. I follow it on Rogers. I've sat in the council chambers. I'm going to be a full-time councillor, so I will have the opportunity to, when my feet hit the floor first thing in the morning, I will be up to speed, and I will get the pavement running, and I will be working on a full-time basis. So I also believe that trust, if I don't have trust from all of you to represent you at City Hall, then I have nothing. And so trust is a big thing. Honesty, the listening skills, reading between the lines, my past work experience and time commitment, my passion, my perseverance, and my fear of nothing or no one will also play a key role in achieving the result of being your best city councillor. I don't know what else I can say to that, except this isn't about me, this is about you, and I am your conduit to City Hall. And it's not about what I think. I mean, yes, I think, but it's not about what I think. It's about what you want and need, and I will do what you want and need. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Bill. I think there's 3 things that you're going to need when you do hit the ground running on December the 4th, or when I hit the ground running on December 4th. And it's going to be this. There's going to be a knowledge of what goes on, not just in Ward 8, because you don't just vote on issues in Ward 8. I've also been a member of the Barrie Downtown Neighbourhood Association and in other groups throughout the ward. You're going to need leadership. Leadership, and I've shown that as co-chair of the Allandale Neighbourhood Association, as chair of the David Leslie Street Centre, as chair of the Social Services Division of the United Way Capital Campaign. I've demonstrated leadership with the Council of Canadians going to other municipalities and talking about our Blue Communities Initiative. The other thing you're going to need is the ability to communicate. I spent 25 years in the broadcast industry. I know how to talk. I know how to communicate. I know the players. I know the people at City Hall. I love going to the clerk's offices. Peter, if every division of City Hall ran like the clerk's office, this place would be a well-oiled machine, and we need that. I know the councillors. There we go. Ward 5, Peter Silvera. I know the players. I know the issues, and I have the ability to communicate what we need from Ward 8 and from City Hall back to you. Thank you very much.
3 key skills that came to my mind when I looked at that question were communication, business management, and team building. And I'll just touch on communication. I'm hearing at the door from people that we want somebody who will respond to us in a timely fashion. That's the biggest concern to people. I recently heard at the door that, I've heard a lot of things from there's an election going on to who is my councillor? Or the biggest one, and I had a real problem with, was that Jennifer Robinson resigned, and we had to read it in the newspaper. There was no public communication that went out to community. So, you know, there's very, like, the signs are at the door, so communication has to be there. And I'm one of the quickest responders on BlackBerry. Because I use it a lot, right? So business management, a second. I've had about 20 years of corporate experience in business management. I am organized and I know how to plan. I'm an expert in project management, and I bring to the table a rich history of risk management as well. I was hired by the federal government to be leading up their quality and innovation initiatives. So I'm well-rounded in the business management world. And then, most essentially, I think, is team building. In order to hit the ground running, and I personally don't think it would take 2 years, I think that's extreme. Team building is everything. And I've already taken measures to get to know some of the councillors. I've been building that foundation already, and I know the issues, and I'm ready to build teams of all sorts. Thank you.
Thank you. Now you can actually hear me. The most important skill is communication. I need to be able to reach you, and you need to be able to reach me. That's more important than almost anything else. If you can't reach me, then I'm useless to you. And then I have to take your concerns to City Council. I learned in the Army team building and dogged persistence of put your head down and keep going. I've had people ask me, David, stand up. Tell them, Council, when they're doing something wrong. Stand up for your ward, your people, because that's what they want. They want to know that they're being listened to. You all want to know you're being listened to. And unfortunately, there's been a history of people not paying attention. Let's make this the time when we pay attention to you. Thank you very much.
Yes, I believe there are a few key skills needed for a successful council member. And first of all and foremost, it's commitment. The commitment of time and the commitment to your residents. The time to work with and answer residents' concerns and issues, as well as commitment to your residents without conflicts or associations that may take you away from representing your ward and their best interests. Secondly, the ability to interpret and digest the large volume of information we as councillors would receive on a weekly basis. Third, the time. A successful councillor needs to be available and accessible to work with residents, answer their issues and concerns, as well as various meetings, functions, and time to ask questions of city staff. Fourth, the ability to work as a member of a team, not only with the council, but with city staff as well. Once again, to be a source of positive influence and not power. My professional skills, as I stated earlier, are in finance, development, and allocation of those wonderful annual budgets, of large businesses, marketing and project management, as well as my ability to work with others. These are all the skills that I have and will bring to represent you as your Ward 8 councillor.
Thanks, Bill. Learning to be a good city councillor takes great time and effort. You first have to learn the complex rules and procedures of City Council meetings. Barrie City Council is operated just as any other legally elected parliament and legislature. I already understand these rules, and after 4 terms in elected office, I can begin to get to work for you immediately. When final decisions are made at council, committees handle much of the preliminary discussion, debate, formulation, and policies and details that are later put into action. I've already served on most of these boards and committees. I have 7 years' experience as chair of Development Services Committee, which deals with planning issues. I have another 3 years' experience as chair of Municipal Works, now Community Services Committee, which looks after things such as roads, water, sewers, as well as transit. But the key to getting action for you from your local government is knowing who to turn to on city staff to get the help that you need immediately. I have built up an excellent working relationship with the people who are hired to serve you in the public service. I've earned their respect and trust. It takes time to gain this knowledge. Ultimately, it's your elected representative who must have the confidence to speak up on issues, ask questions, and at times persist in trying to get the information they need to find solutions to your concerns. Any of you who know me and know my track record know that I am not a shy person. I've worked for you before, and I am ready, willing, and able to work for you again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bill. Before I say anything else, the most important thing is we need an honest and genuine person who can feel what the people want. And I got all the skills. And I'm a regular guy like anybody else. And I can see my job give me great opportunity to talking to people every day on the road. And you guys can find me anywhere in the city, every day. And for me, it's the most important thing to listen to people, a genuine person who can feel what the people want and who can just go and work with the council and proceed from there. So thank you very much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I feel privileged to be here this evening and bring my experience to the table. Being a product manager for mutual funds, or former product manager for mutual funds, and having to do all that was necessary to bring a mutual fund into existence from its initial conception until its distribution at the branch level requires some level of product management. And that gave me a lot of experience that, of course, plays into even my current role in sales. Meeting needs. Meeting needs is something that at council, we're meeting your needs. We're meeting your requests. We're hearing your requests. We've heard a lot about communication, and again, that's been a focus of mine as a product manager of mutual funds, as in my current role in sales. Communication is vital, but it's not just the talking part. It's the listening part. In fact, really, I think that that's what separates me from my colleagues here, is that I'm a listener. And it kind of goes along with my personality type, and I'm not sure if anyone is familiar with kind of the Myers-Briggs model, but an INFJ, and if you look it up, you'll probably see, if you start to look what it is, it's a relational type of personality, and that's who I am. So understanding your needs, listening to you, is really who I am. It's intrinsic to who I am. So I just want you to kind of understand me, and that I'll seek to understand you. Thank you.
Okay. I'll start my time then. Okay. What was the question again? No, I know the question. Okay. I'm going to provide real support for real people. And I think what we need is, from what I've been hearing from when I've been out to some different streets, some people, like was already mentioned, don't know who Jennifer Robinson is, don't even know what a ward representative does. They've never seen their ward person, they have never heard about it, and I think that's a big problem. So communication, like I said in the Rogers interview last weekend, that we need communication. So you need to have my email, we need to do a Facebook page or something, and anyone in the ward who wants to be a part of it can be a part of it, and then we'll just click like to everything that we put up. And you could like things or not like things, but I think we should be voting as ward on things for in the ward. I don't know why we're not voting all across Canada for more things. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna think about that. Someone I know couldn't get a speed bump over the last 2 years. A parent who I teach her child, and she couldn't get a speed bump and has heard nothing for 2 years. So why are we talking about all those other big issues when we can't even do that? So I think we need to do that. Someone at the end of Thicketwood, it's a dead-end street, they're concerned about the dumping, and there needs to be a sign there that says no dumping and stuff. That's a big issue. Little things that we need to fix, and maybe people are making promises that they're not keeping. Or maybe people have ulterior motives, like for hire government stuff. I don't want to do that. I just want to do this for the next 20 years, or until I die, and I'm going to try and inspire young people and change the world.
I find that extremely inspiring. You know what, folks, my head's just spinning a little bit with the laundry list that we heard earlier about all of the different committees and associations that everybody's on. I think the chief cause of concern is focus and attention to the task at hand, and so I promise you one thing: I will not take on a mission that I cannot complete and give my undivided attention to. Let's put things in perspective, folks. For starters, you wouldn't go to a dentist to get an oil change. Is that fair enough? The bottom line is, I have a competitive advantage. I work well with others, and I'm well versed in the core competencies that challenge our city currently. My background in finance, economics, accounting, and law make me the prime and ideal candidate to take on the task head on. There will be no learning curve, so don't let that fool you. There will be no learning curve in these matters. I already have an excellent working relationship with a number of members of City Council and the city in general, and I will be able to transition into that fold seamlessly. Don't let anyone fool you. For the right candidate, this is not rocket science. This is a matter of doing the task and focus. For someone with zero qualifications, it could very well be another story. For starters, I will be possibly the third councillor with any financial background whatsoever. I come with an understanding, and I certainly come with solutions. Our council needs a representative who can assist with turning around the backwards thinking of the last 20 to 30 years in our city. Something that the candidate who had prior experience for several terms on council wasn't able to master. Somebody who was the chair of committees that didn't bother to tell the city to put money aside for our aging infrastructure so that we could not be in the situation we're in today. Thanks very much.